Hey there everybody, we are moving into the final phase of Arden and we wanted to kind of give you an update on what's going on. So we are putting the finishing touches on the smoker, and mostly what we're doing is tweaking software just to perfect the user flow, and also we're looking at things like, hey, how do we make the best possible brisket, pork butt, ribs, etc. So we're doing a lot of cooking. We're basically here around the clock, so we cook so we can survive. We've really been focusing on the important barbecue like brisket. That is the pinnacle of barbecue, and everybody wants to make a really good brisket. I've done it a lot in the past and I've had mixed results. I'd say maybe half of them have turned out really good. So we've been looking at what does it take in Arden to make a really good brisket and to make it as easy as possible. So with that, take it away, Rick, and show them what you did. All right, so we've been covering the technology that's in the Arden smoker, and I think you're pretty well aware of that. But now we're really turning our attention towards recipes and how do we get the best possible smoked meat out of the Arden. And brisket is one of the kings of barbecue, so we've been working on kind of refining our process, and I'm going to document that for you here today. As we continue to refine it, it might change still, but this is what we found to be the best so far. So today we've just got a choice brisket. It is 10.8 pounds, so almost 11-pound brisket. Will fit just fine in Arden, and I'm going to show you how we process it up. So I'm going to do a pretty quick trim, but I'm actually going to keep the fat because I'm going to render the fat and get tallow, and that's going to come in later when I wrap it. That's one of the pro tips I found for this Arden. What we found that is the best way to fit this in your Arden is to just cut it right in half. So this side mostly point, fattier. This side's almost entirely flat, and it's going to be leaner, but it's going to turn out juicy. All right, now for a little tip, I'm going to render this fat into some tallow that we're going to put in later, so I'm going to throw this on the stove. Next up, I'm going to make the seasoning. Here's what we do here. About 60% kosher salt. I really like this Diamond Crystal. I think the coarseness of it is like perfect. You don't want the really coarse stuff because I made that mistake and it was way too salty and had big crystals on it. All right, so about that much kosher salt. I don't know, it could be 50-50. Try to get a little more salt than pepper. And I think that's probably good. I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. That's it, the secret ingredient. Okay, so we're gonna season it. I'm gonna go ahead and measure before and after so I know about how much salt and pepper I put on this whole brisket. Just to give you a rough idea. Again, it's about 11-pound brisket. And right out of the gate, we've got 5.85 ounces. I'm gonna cook this fat side up, fat cap up, so I'm gonna season the underside first. All right, so now it's measuring 3.9 ounces, so we got about somewhere around 1.9 ounces of salt and pepper blend on an 11-pound brisket. Okay, so in the smoker, we're gonna do the point on top and the flat on the bottom. Again, fat cap up. So we've got about a 1/4 inch of fat on the top. We're gonna leave that up to keep it from drying out, and this is a long overnight cook. We're not even gonna mess with it. We're gonna put it in. We're gonna leave about, let's say 5:30 to 6 p.m. today, go home for the night, come back in the morning, get here about, I don't know, 7:45. We'll open it up, add a little tallow, wrap it in foil, and then we'll let it go until lunchtime, keep it warm. So I'm gonna put the probe in the flat. That's my leaner cut of meat. I wanna do my probe cook based on the lean cut, because I just know when this is right, this is almost certainly gonna be perfect as well. So that's my thinking. There it is. Now we'll just let it kind of rest here for a little while we warm up the smoker. All right, we're gonna start up the smoker now. This time we got mesquite pellets in the smoker. We'll select the brisket preset. I'm gonna do a probe cook. Let's see, because I'm cooking this overnight and I'm gonna let it hold. What do I wanna do? It's somewhere between 190 and 195. 225 degree in the cavity for the smoker temperature, smoke level 5. I'm going to put as much smoke as I can for 4 hours onto this brisket, and we'll go ahead and start it up. We are preheated, and I'm going to now put the brisket into the smoker. So like I said before, we're going to put the point up top, approximately up top, and put it about right there. on the flat, putting down below. My logic here is that as fat renders on the point, it's going to drip down and keep the flat moist. May or may not be true, but it feels right. That's what we're going to do. Plug the probe in. That's about right. So we'll go ahead and start this. And now we go home for the evening. Tomorrow morning we'll come, wrap it, add some tallow that we're rendering, wrap it up, hold it until around lunchtime, and it should be delicious. It is the next day, so we smoked this brisket overnight. It has now been keeping warm for 7 hours and 15 minutes. So it finished, I don't know, early morning last night. It's been keeping warm ever since. Now I'm going to show you the next step where we're going to wrap it in foil and add some beef tallow, which we rendered yesterday. Wow, that is awesome. That looks really good. Can't have too much. So this tallow is, right now it's hard because it was in the fridge, but it's gonna melt and just turn into sweet beef butter. Okay, so we're currently holding at 140. The internal temperature is 154. So we're gonna hold this for probably a few more hours. I've actually got an event to run to. We'll come back, we'll break this out, slice it up. It should be juicy and mellow and delicious at that time. Just gonna start right on the edge. Kidding me? That is amazing. All right, give it a taste. Oh man, that is so good. This is better than last time. Yep, keep getting better each time. I think our process is pretty dialed in here. Hey, thanks, Other Rick. That brisket looked amazing. Actually, it was amazing. It was gone fast here. So we focused on brisket, which again is the pinnacle of barbecue, but we are also doing a lot of testing on other cuts of meat, and we're gonna have recipes and best practices coming for those as well. All right, we'll keep you all updated. We are excited to get those recipes to you, and we really can't wait to get your feedback on recipes and see what you all come up with when you get this in your hands. But we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.